Hello, good evening. How is everybody? I am so excited. This is our first Facebook Live from our offices here in Ann Arbor, Michigan. How's everybody? So I guess I have a first question, Joyce. And Joyce says, how do you feel about universal health care? Well, as you know, Joyce, I am for single-payer health care. You know, countries that are less affluent than us are able to take care of their citizens' health care. We need to find a way to cover more people. This has to happen at the federal level, and if cannot be done at federal, we'll do it at the state level. All right, Kyle wants to know about minimum wage. Kyle, I want to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour. I tell you why. I was in Bay City the other day, and I met Tammy. Now, Tammy is a single mom, and she has 2 little girls. And Tammy was working for a large manufacturing facility, and that manufacturing facility went all automation, and Tammy lost her job. Today, she's working in Taco Bell, making $8.30 an hour, taking care of her 2 little girls, single mom. That's no way to live. I want people to be able to live in dignity. I want to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour and tie it to inflation so our families, our working families, don't fall behind. All right, there's a question about unions from Todd. Todd wants to know, what are my thoughts about unions? Todd works for GM, and he represented by the UAW. Todd, unions built Michigan, and I respect our working families, and I support the unions. I will work hard to repeal right to work, and I will work hard to protect prevailing wages, and I will raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour. Mark wants to know about auto insurance. Now, Michigan is one of the highest paying state in terms of auto insurance rates. Now, Detroit pays higher rates for auto insurance than other places. You know why? Because the insurance companies use non-driving factors, such as a credit score or the zip code that you live in, or your education background. And I want to make it such that the insurance companies will not be able to use non-driving factors in setting rates for auto insurance. Kevin wants to know about legalizing recreational marijuana. Now, Kevin, you know there is a ballot proposal currently that will appear in the November ballot for legalizing recreational marijuana. I was one of the first gubernatorial candidate to support that position. I think we should treat marijuana like alcohol and regulate it like alcohol. As a scientist, I understand the medicinal effects, the good medicinal effects of marijuana. And we need to take advantage of that. So we will support fully the legalization of recreational marijuana. And once that ballot proposal passes, any non-violent offender in our prison system that would not be in the prison with the new ballot proposal, I would use my power as the governor to pardon the non-violent offenders that are there in the prison system for small possession charges. And I would expunge their record so that they will not be discriminated for housing, that they will not be discriminated for employment or any other reason. We need to help our returning citizens by providing them skill sets so they can get good paying jobs and be a part of our society once again. Allison wants to know about education. Well, Allison, I want to be known as the education governor, a governor that will promote our education more than any other governor in the history of our state of Michigan. To begin with, I have a grandson. My grandson is 15 months old. His name is Kai. And I see how he learns and how perceptive he is at that young age. Children between the age of 1 to 4 have a tremendous capacity to learn. And I want to start building and providing for our children by instituting a universal pre-K, which will empower our children to learn knowledge at a very early stage and prepare them for grade schools. We need to invest more money in education. We spend $9,000 per student, and we spend $41,000 per prisoner. And that math just doesn't work for me. The other day I was in Office Max, and I met 2 teachers, Rachel and Judy. Now, these 2 teachers were buying supplies for their classroom, and they're buying those supplies out of their own pocket. And Judy told me that her salary hasn't increased for the last 7 years. And they had tears in their eyes when they explained to me how humiliated they are, the way they get evaluated in the classroom. We need to provide sufficient money so that our teachers can teach and focus on teaching. That means we need to make our schools safe. And that starts with ensuring there are no guns in our schools. And that includes no guns for our teachers. We need to use technology, and we need to use security and key card access to make our schools safer.